This is Mac OS Ken.
How many days is just days away? Good tidings for iPhone 12 and making changes and money on the home screen. It's Wednesday, the 23rd of September, 2020. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Sunbasket. Get $35 off your order using promo code MacOSKen at sunbasket.com/MacOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/MacOSKen. Remember when Apple used to try to keep the stuff coming out secret, and Apple's partners would help it do that? Apple's still trying to keep mum on what's around the corner. Partners, though, not so much, it seems. Earlier this week, we heard AT&T Communications CEO Jeff McElfresh conflate thoughts on his company's 5G offering and the next iPhone in such a way that he basically seems to have confirmed that an iPhone 5G is on the way. I mean, I know we knew that, but we didn't actually know it. Technically, I suppose we still don't, though another carrier seems to have let another cat out of the bag. Or the same cat out of a different bag. Anyway, another carrier seems to have spilled the beans. In fairness, they didn't spill them publicly. Rather, a piece from Mac Rumors has Mark Alera, CEO British Telecom's consumer brands BT and EE, spilling them on an internal video presentation meant for employees. The piece quotes him as saying, "We are just days away from Apple's next major launch, a 5G iPhone, which will be a huge boost for 5G. Teams in all parts of consumer have been preparing all year to win this launch and be Europe's #1 partner for Apple." Appearing on the video with Alera, Apple VP of Stuff and Other Stuff, Eddie the Stuff Q, he's said to have used his time on camera to praise EE for becoming the first carrier to offer smartphone plans bundled with multiple Apple services, including Apple Music, Apple Arcade, and Apple TV+. I guess the only question now, how many days is just days away? Well, that's not the only question. We also don't know how much it'll cost, what it'll be called, whether all the new phones will support 5G. Still, how many days is a big one? An interesting note Tuesday from Raymond James analyst Chris Casso. Investors Business Daily had Casso saying his firm's checks of the supply chain indicate Apple skewing manufacturing toward the high-end iPhone 12 models rather than entry-level phones. He thinks that'll raise iPhone's average selling price, according to the report. Quoting his note, "While our total production estimates are in line with current consensus, we expect upside driven by mix. Current production plans suggest the most favorable mix we've ever seen for an iPhone launch." He's expecting the next round of iPhones to run in a range from 5.4 inches to 6.7 inch models, while he expects prices to run from today's $699 to $1,099. Apple's making more at the top end. Quoting his note again, "We're assuming that Apple will build more aggressively on higher price models to make sure that they're available for holiday purchases, and we expect that lower price models will likely sell out before Christmas." Casso's got an outperform rating on Apple shares. He used Tuesday's note to up his price target on the shares from $110 to $120. More of Apple's supply chain may be leaving the Middle Kingdom. Apple Insider says Pegatron, one of the Cupertino company's manufacturing partners, is looking to build in Vietnam in a pretty big way. Like $1 billion big. Looking to target computing, communication, and consumer electronics, the plan involves 3 phases. The first is a relatively small $19 million initiative, followed by a $481 million second phase, and $500 million for a third phase, all set to wrap up by 2027. Apple Insider says Pegatron is the 4th of Apple's manufacturing partners to make the move to Vietnam. Foxconn, Wistron, and Gore-Tex all have manufacturing set up there. It's worth noting that while the Apple manufacturer will be going to Vietnam, Pegatron won't necessarily be making anything for Apple in Vietnam. That said, the piece points out that Apple has been encouraging suppliers to move production out of China to avoid costly tariffs. Apple's online store went live on the subcontinent today. TechCrunch says for the first time in more than 20 years since Apple began its operations in India, the iPhone maker has started selling its products directly to consumers in the world's second largest smartphone market. Now, I don't want to get too far ahead of things, but moves like this could make Apple a profitable company. AppleCare Plus has made its way to Denmark, Finland, and Norway. Before yesterday, iMore says all they had was AppleCare in those regions. That's good for some repairs, though it lacked the plusness of an extended warranty. It also offered no coverage for instances of accidental damage. AppleCare Plus in the 3 countries is now available for Mac, iPhone, iPad, Apple displays, iPods, and some headphones. Developers outside of Apple were apparently not the only ones caught flat-footed on iOS 14. The Mac Observer says iWork titles for iPadOS were updated on Tuesday to take advantage of one of the marquee features of the tablet OS update. Scribble, the feature that lets Apple Pencil users write in any text field and have that writing automatically converted to text. That Scribble got support on Pages, Numbers, and Keynote for iPadOS on Tuesday. Plenty of other changes as well, though Scribble led the list for all 3 updates. Some of the rest of those changes were also reflected in the iWork titles for Mac. Those were also updated on Tuesday. A number of Apple services were down for a bit on Tuesday, approaching midday on the East Coast, ahead of the start of the standard workday out west. Mac rumors brought it to my attention, though I went and poked around myself on Apple's system status page. App Store, Apple Business Manager, Apple School Manager, Apple TV Channels, Apple TV Plus, iTunes Store, and the Mac App Store all saw issues. Most had an identical message. Today, 5:23 a.m. through 8:45 a.m. Pacific, some users were affected. Users may have experienced a problem with this service. The 2 outliers were Apple Business Manager and Apple School Manager. School Manager was affected from 7:15 to 8 a.m., while Business Manager had 2 troubled times, 7:15 to 8 and 9:06 a.m. to 9:57 a.m. While most of the messages said users may have experienced a problem with this service, they may also have not. The Mac Rumors piece says not everyone was affected by the outages. More news in a moment, but first a word from Sunbasket, delivering oven-ready meals that are fast, fresh, and delicious. Actually, that should say easy, fast, fresh, and delicious. That's the whole oven-ready part. It's ready for the oven. Do you know how to make southwestern turkey and sweet potato skillet or cauliflower macaroni and cheese? Yes, you do. Preheat the oven, put in the oven-ready meal, then take it out of the oven and enjoy it after the proper amount of time. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Everything I've had from Sunbasket has been great. Now, I said preheat the oven, but you can actually microwave these things too. That means you could be trying something new from award-winning chefs in under 10 minutes. Ready to try something new? Right now, Sunbasket is offering $35 off your order when you go right now to sunbasket.com/macOSken and enter promo code macOSken at checkout. That's sunbasket.com/macOSken and enter promo code macOSken at checkout for $35 off your order. Sunbasket.com/macOSken and enter promo code macOSken. And a big thanks to Sunbasket for sponsoring today's show. The Silicon Valley solution is spreading and trying to stop the spread of COVID-19. Apple Insider says Pennsylvania has launched its COVID Alert PA using the Apple-Google Exposure Notification API. The piece says the app went live on both Apple's App Store and the Google Play Store on Tuesday, just over a month after the Keystone State signaled that intent. The app sounds fairly full-featured. Along with the exposure notification system, Apple Insider says COVID Alert PA features other coronavirus-related content, including up-to-date case counts from the Department of Health and a COVID-19 system tracker. The COVID Alert PA app is also interoperable with neighboring Delaware's COVID-19 app, which launched earlier in September. Add a new channel to Apple TV channels. Mac Rumors says the Dubai-based streaming video service STARZPLAY is now available through Apple TV Plus channels. Beginning yesterday, the piece says customers in the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Bahrain, Qatar, Lebanon, Jordan, and Egypt can now sign up for a 7-day free trial and subscribe directly to STARZPLAY in the Apple TV app for $11 per month. If you're confused about what channels are in Apple speak, the piece says the Apple TV channels feature allows users to subscribe to and watch content from participating services without downloading any apps. Shelley Brisbane and I actually touched on them briefly on Tuesdays in a few minutes. Time flies when you're bundling. As for where the channels come in, they're built into the Apple TV app, which puts them on iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, Mac, Apple TV, select Roku and Amazon Fire TV devices, and select Samsung, LG, and Vizio smart TVs. Patricia Arquette and Ben Stiller have a series coming to Apple TV Plus. Another one. The two are already tied to the Adam Scott workplace thriller Severance. Now, Apple says they're coming with the comedy series High Desert. According to the company's press release, High Desert features Peggy, played by Arquette, a former addict who decides to make a new start after the death of her beloved mother, with whom she lived in the small desert town of Yucca Valley, California, and makes a life-changing decision to become a private investigator. Stiller and Arquette have worked together off and on for decades, going at least as far back as the 1996 film Flirting with Disaster. Much more recently, they both picked up awards for their participation in the limited series Escape at Dannemora. For that, Stiller won the DGA award according to Apple, while Arquette won Golden Globe, SAG, and Critics' Choice Awards. Apple says Stiller will executive produce the new series and direct the first episode. No word on when High Desert will hit Apple TV+. And finally today, people are really digging customizing their iPhones. Apple Insider says the image sharing and social media service Pinterest has seen a crazy surge in usage as people seek tweaks they can make to their home screens in iOS 14. Visitor numbers are said to be up, as are download numbers for the Pinterest app. According to the report, Pinterest surged from number 47 on the top free iPhone app charts to number 7 between September 18th and September 21st. In the lifestyle category, Pinterest retains its top position. While people are grooving on Pinterest for ideas, Pinterest is grooving on the attention. Apple Insider says the social media site appears to be leveraging the new interest, with the Pinterest homepage showcasing iPhone design trends and iOS 14 customization pins. While some do-it-yourselfers deck their own phones, others are turning a profit. iMore says some folks are making serious money selling icons for iOS 14 home screens. Now, it's unclear to me whether using shortcuts to customize icons on the iOS home screen is a new thing. It's possible there's just new interest thanks to the customization that comes with putting widgets on the home screen. Whatever the case, people are making icons for iPhone and raking it in. According to iMore, someone created some app icons, uploaded them to Gumroad, created a simple website, and went to bed, and earned more than $5,000 while they slept. A few hours later, that same person had earned almost $10,000 from a total of 330 customers. Sort of reminds me of the stickers craze for iMessage a few years back. It'll be interesting to see how many people gold rush their way onto the home screen and the new icon game. Coming up in a few minutes, a couple of interesting debates have grown out of the Apple Watch SE announcement. On one side, there's the argument that $279 is the real lowest price for Apple Watch. On another side, there's an argument that Apple has put profits ahead of public health by hobbling all but Apple Watch Series 6. Parallel host Shelley Brisbane and I talk it over in a few minutes. Listen wherever you get podcasts or on YouTube, youtube.com/KenRay. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Sunbasket. Get $35 off your order using promo code macOSKen at sunbasket.com/macOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. We will talk again tomorrow. Until then, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.